And a good afternoon, baseball fans. We welcome you once again. The 2024 Perfect Game Super and Regional NIT here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Chris Allard with the call today. Two great teams going up against one another here, the 14U Majors Division. As a lot of clubs around the country start to wind things down for winter ball as spring's just around the corner. So a good matchup here today, a local club. The Sin City Thunder, under the direction of Coach Keith Perez, head coach for the club. They'll be on the offensive side. ZT will be your home team. And we'll get the lineups as Lachan Usurota steps in. He'll lead things off. Where's number 8 for the club facing Brandon Manavong. Manavong, the right-handed hurler for the ZT Prospects. We're ready to go. Andy, your head umpire, puts it in play. And the count is 1-0. On the defensive side, as I mentioned, Brandon Manavong on the hill behind the plate catching. You have Nateo Victorio. Monster there as Manavong runs it out and low. The count is 2-0. Cool temperatures here in the valley. It's that time of year as Manavong runs it upstairs. Fastball is up, and the count is 3-0. Behind the plate, as I mentioned, Victoria over on the first base side. Daniel D. Bedard. Manavong comes inside, runs the inner part of the plate, gets the inside third, and locates for a strike. The count is 3-1. Ball chopped foul at the plate. And the count goes full to 3-2 to the leadoff hitter. We're in the second base position. Charlie Blaylock over on third, Easton O'Quinn. Shortstop Blake Barbarena. That's your infield set. We'll get your outfield here. And strike 3. Manavong locates. Fastball up the middle. Usurota laid off. And 1 out recorded there for the ZT Prospects national team. So Manavong will get the K as Isaac Gloria will step in. So Manavong leads off with a strike. The count is 0-1. Once again, two-day tournament, the Super Regional NIT. Winner of these events get an automatic bid into the national championship in the summer 2025 season. Perfect Game in your area and local regional events being produced by Perfect Game. Check it out at pg.org. Manavong with the pitch. And a cut there for Gloria. Manavong gets that through. The count is 0-2. Manavong runs it outside, tries to locate the outer third, and the count goes to 2-2. Slider there for Manavong, missing low, and the count goes full to 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Manavong, swing and a miss. Gloria, strike 3. That'll do it. Manavong, back-to-back Ks to start things off here. The 3-hitter, number 84, Jamie Justice, swings it from the right side, left-handed hitter. Justice plays left field for the club as Manavong bounces that at the plate. The count is 1-0. So Justice looking for a knock here with 2 outs on the books. If you're just joining us live, we welcome you here at the 2024 Las Vegas Super Regional NIT, brought to you by Perfect Game. And Justice takes a cut foul, and that one ends up in the parking lot. And the count is 1-1. And Manavong gets Justice to take a cut low on the inside part of the plate. And the count is 1-2 as Justice steps back in. The 1-2 pitch. Strike three called. Manavong gets it on the outer third. So Manavong efficient on the hill to start things off. The top of the first inning. He'll go 1, 2, 3 in order. We'll head to the bottom half. The ZT Prospects 14U national team will get on the offensive side. Chris Aller with the call. Game 1 of 2 today. The second game will be played at the conclusion of this one. We'll bring it to you live. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So as we start things off here in the bottom of the first inning with no score, getting things started off, Isaac Gloria, right-handed pitcher for Sin City Thunder. He'll take the mound for their club. Behind the plate will be Lashin Yushiroda. He'll be catching for the club over in the 3 position, Oliver Sparks. In the 4 spot, Braden Perez. Jack Carpenter over in third base. In the 5 spot, in the 6 position, Alex Galvez. Galvez shortstop for the club. Benny Vasquez will be in left field, and Jamie Justice will play center. And rounding things out, Isaiah Lopez. That's a defensive set for Sin City. Charlie Blaylock will lead things off for the ZT Prospects. Blaylock swings it from the right side. We're ready to go. Bottom of the first. And the pitch just low there as Gloria starts off with a 1-0 count. And a good-looking pitch there. Gloria finds the outer part of the plate. And a good location for Isaac. The 1-1 pitch. Ball is low. The count goes to 2-1. And a cut ball, foul to the left side and out of play. So no play there. It's a big field here. The grass is kind of dried out, seasonal obviously, cold weather, but 320 down the corners, left side and right side, 360 in the gaps, and 400 all the way to center. And strike 3 called. So Isaac. So Gloria dials one in and gets a K to start things off as Manavong will, Charlie Blaylock will have a seat. Ball up, the count is 1-0. Monster Victorio, Nateo, hitting in the 2 spot for the Prospects. On deck, Easton O'Quinn. 2024 Player of the Year has O'Quinn had a phenomenal season and voted by PG and peers having a phenomenal season and ready to get things back on track. A versatile athlete. Plays some basketball as well. Great athlete. Count is 1-1. Ball's up, 2-1 count. Well hit ball to the right side. That ball is deep to the fence line. Right fielder makes a good move off the fence. He'll bring it in. They'll cut it there. And on his way to third, a long throw. And in with a triple. So Victorio gets a rip to the right side and finds himself at third. So a triple will bring up Easton O'Quinn in a scoring opportunity here. They're going to run for Victorio. Charlie Blaylock will throw the helmet on and hover over on the third base side. Coach Carlos Avila, the skipper of the club. Down And they're talking to Charlie as Easton O'Quinn will step in. No count to Easton as he lays off. O'Quinn chopped foul down the third base side. So time called as Coach Perez heads out to the mound, talk to his guys, with O'Quinn at the plate and a scoring opportunity on a triple from Mateo Victorio. Once again, as you continue to look into the 2025 season, travel ball, check things out at perfectgamepg.org. Learn about tournaments in your particular area or events around the country. And, of course, opportunities for teams to win the Super Regional NITs and head to the national championships in the summer. A lot of clubs either just getting started, finishing up with winter balls. We make that transition, of course. A lot happening on the MLB scene as well as we're getting just around the corner. Pitch on the way. Ball is out. O'Quinn lays off. The count is 2-1. So 2-1 count. Isaac, last battery faces. Strikeout. Good pitch there. Just missing. Strike call. So Easton lays off there and the count gets even. So Isaac with a good pitch there, and the count goes to 2-2. Blaylock down on the third base side. Not much of a lead there. The 2-2 pitch. High pop-up on the field. Third baseman rolling off. Should have a routine grab there and pulls it in. So a good grab over on the third base side. So Carpenter reels it in, and they get the out there on a pop-up by Easton O'Quinn. 2 outs on the books. And Blake Barberena will step in. So Barberena and the prospects trying to convert Charlie Blaylock down on third. Isaac ready to deal. And the ball's pulled foul right side. And Barberena cuts the ball foul straight back over our head into the parking lot. And the count is 1-2. So Isaac, a 1-2 count here in Barberena with 2 outs. Bottom of the first, no score. Prospects knocking on the door. Isaac from the stretch. And hit there, looked like on his cleats, so on board, hit by pitch. So Barberena will find himself at first, and the prospects with runners at the corners. And that'll bring up Brody Taylor. So Taylor will step in. As Yushiroda passes along some defensive information to his guys with Charlie Blaylock and the prospects down on third. So 2 outs, runners at the corners. And he puts it in play. We're ready to go. Barberena with good speed. Modest lead off of the first base side from the stretch. And a strike, outer third of the plate. Good looking pitch there. And the count is 0-1. On the move, Barberena, no throw. Shirota lays off there. He gets pulled off the plate. And the count is 1-1, and Barberena will move up 90 feet and find himself at second. So runners at second and third for the Prospects. Taylor with a 1-1 count. Isaac takes a look. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there. Good pitch on a changeup. And a 1-2 count. And a ball just missing up. Brody Taylor laying off there. Looked like he was ready to pull the trigger in a 2-2 count. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Now Isaac steps off. And again, stepping off, your Shirota heading out to the mound to have a word with Gloria, just to make sure that they get their pitch call right. Brody Taylor looking for a knock with runners at second and third here. If you're just joining us live, we welcome you here. Day number 1 of 2 here in the Las Vegas Super Regional NIT. We're at the Burkholder Park, just in Henderson. Pitch on the way. Pop up. Foul balls here. It's a little risky. The parking lot's very close to us, right behind home plate. Move a car, obviously, if you're here, close to the foul ball area. Isaac steps off, ready to go. The 2-2 pitch. Ball is up. The count goes full at 3-2. Ball is low, ball 4. So Isaac loses Taylor on a walk. And stepping in, Carter Nash. Bases loaded. Strike outside. Gloria will work ahead in the count. The count is 0-1. Ball low, good stop behind the plate. And the count goes to 1-1. Temperature definitely dropping off here as we're heading towards the 2:30 p.m. hour here in Las Vegas. Pitch on the way. Ball's upstairs. Shirota grabs it. Has to come out of the pop. And the count is 2-1. And the ball's cut foul out of play. A 2-2 count with 2 outs. Prospects just trying to get one over if possible. Carter Nash will step back in. Gloria and his club looking to get out of the inning here. And swing and a miss, gets that through. So Isaac, Gloria. So Gloria, they get out of the jam there with the bases loaded. As Carter Nash takes a cut, strikes out. So on one hit, they strand 3. And started off with a good stroke for Victoria over on the right side. Ended up at third, but they just couldn't convert it. We'll go to the top of the second, no score. We'll be right back. Stay with us. So Manavong, very efficient in the top of the first. Here we are back to the top of the second. He went 1, 2, 3. Schaefer will step in the four-hitter with Perez on deck. Manavong to deal. Ball swung on right side and foul. Ball's out of play there. The count is 0-1. Back to Manavong. Should be able to handle that himself. Toss over to Jimmy Stout at first. And they'll get the first out on the books here. So Manavong takes care of it himself. As Schaefer will have a seat. And the five-hitter Perez steps in, looks at a ball that counts 1-0. And a strike in the low part of the plate. Perez lays off. And a 1-1 count. Ball cut foul to the right side and out of play. So a 2-2 count to the five-hitter Perez. The ball is low there. The count goes full at 3-2. Another swing foul, and that ball goes straight back and out of play. So Manavong and Perez getting after it here. And ball four, that gets away from Manavong, so Manavong walks Perez. And that'll bring up Carpenter. Jack, the third baseman for the club. Ball's hit to the right side. That's going to drop in. And Perez will advance to second. And a little bit of trouble there. No play. And so like that, a throw in from the right side. And Jimmy Stout with a little short hop there. Not able to gather and reel it in. And Perez alive and well, thinking, hey, I'm on my way to third. And runners at the corners. So Sparks steps in, the seven-hitter. He'll look at a strike. And the count is 0-1. So Sin City Thunder knocking on the door here in the top of the second with one out. And a ball's cut foul. Count is 0-2. Sparks locked in, ready to go. Manavong works from the stretch. Runners at the corners. Thunder knocking on the door. Swing and a miss there. Sparks will have a seat. So Manavong gets him to get in the low part of the plate. Sparks takes a cut, and Manavong will get the strikeout. So the Prospects, they put 2 outs on the books. And a strike outside. Count is 0-1. Jordan Stupa, the 8-hitter. And a ball up, the count goes to 1-1. So Stupa trying to convert the runner at third in Perez. And a throw back over to the first base side. Jimmy Stout slaps on the tag. And Manavong gets the pitch call. Victorio sets up, pitch on the way. Ball's upstairs, the count goes to 2-1. So a 2-1 count to Stupa. Jimmy Stout for the Prospects over at first. Ball is low, the count goes to 3-1. So Manavong in a little bit of trouble here in the top of the second with 2 outs, trying to get the Prospects out of this inning, such as Gloria did for the Thunder in the top half, in the bottom half of 1. And that's it, ball 4. So Manavong gives up the walk. And Stupa will move up 90 feet to first, and the bases are loaded for Isaiah Lopez. So Lopez steps in. Isaiah ready to go. And a big cut there for Lopez, and the count is 0-1. Isaiah looking for a knock with the bases juiced here in the top of the second. Manavong looking for the out. And another cut there. So Lopez back-to-back swings, and the count is 0-2. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Manavong gets out of it as well. So pitching has demonstrated its competency here on both sides. Gloria got in a jam and got out of it, and the same thing here for the Prospects. They leave 3. We'll head to the bottom of the second, no score. Stay with us. It's the 2024 Perfect Game, Las Vegas Super Regional NIT. Chris Allard with the call. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. Coach Trey for the Prospects down to the first base side will bring up Jimmy Stout. Jimmy just celebrating a birthday a few days ago. Happy belated birthday to Jimmy as he's ready to get things started off for the Prospects here in the bottom of the second. Both clubs have had runners, bases occupied all the way around, not able to convert, no score here. 7-8-9 for the Prospects here. Isaac ready to deal. And a ball just on the inside part of the plate, missing. The count is 1-0. Stout steps back in. And a ball low. Jimmy lays off. The count goes to 1-1. Correction. Correction on the count, 3-0. Strike there, Stout taking all the way. And the count goes to 3-1, says our head umpire, Andy. Working with his partner on the infield, Edson. So Stout gets on board with a walk. And Daniel D. Bedar will step in. D ready to go here. Bedar swings it from the right side of the box. D plays first base for the Prospects and does some pitching as well. Coach Carlos Avila brings him in periodically to close games out, and he can spin the ball well and locate. As right now he's on the offensive side. We're ready to go. Pitch on the way. And that ball gets away behind the plate, and Jimmy Stout will move over to second. And the count is 1-0. So Bedar takes out one, gets through, and that'll move Stout over 90 feet. And D looks at a ball that counts 1-0. Bedar popped up. Second baseman makes the call, actually. Shortstop reels it in. And they've got one out. So Bedar takes a cut, pops it up, and they get their first out there. So Noah Gerolamic will step in. Noah hits in the 9 spot for the club. Stout over at second. Over on the shortstop side, a good grab there for Alex Galvez. One out. And a strike there. Gerolamic lays off. And Isaac works ahead. The count is 0-1. Stout shuffling around. Pitch on the way. Ball on the inside part of the plate and low. And the count goes to 1-1. So Gerolamic looking for a knock with Stout at second. One out here in the bottom of the second frame. We are through one complete. And a ball hit to the left side in the gap. That ball's got tons of lift to it, all the way to the fence line. And there's no play there. Stout's going to round third. He'll come in and score. And like that, Jimmy will come over. So the Prospects get one on a long ball to the left side gap. As Gerolamic takes a cut, finds himself on board with a double and an RBI. Well, the Prospects bring one over here in the bottom of the second for Brandon Manavong. Gerolamic over at second base. So Gloria steps off, he'll reload, and Manavong will reset as well at the plate. Gerolamic with good speed at second. Second baseman in tight. He'll range up and roll off. High fly ball, second baseman on the move into the gap. The right fielder's coming in from a long way. That ball drops. A good throw to third. And like that, Gerolamic ends up at third. Ball dropped in over in right center. And Manavong wisely ends up at second. And that'll bring up Dre Murakami. So Murakami with an opportunity here. Galvez behind Manavong. He's ranged up, pitch on the way. That ball behind the plate, a good stop, and the count's 1-0. Now Murakami trying to get a knock for his guys, and Isaac looking for an out. Murakami, right side, well hit ball. The right fielder's backing up, a good grab, but everybody will tag up, and Manavong will move up to third. And on a deep sacrifice fly, he'll get an RBI out of the deal. So Murakami takes a stroke, a good play on the right side, right fielder pulling it in. Asai Lopez takes care of business there as Coach Perez heads out to the mound. Stay with us. Prospects bring another one over. We're in the bottom of the second frame, 2-0. We'll be right back. Well, once again, for you folks that are traveling around the country, competing and playing in tournaments, either on the West Coast or in the central part of the U.S., you need an academy, a place to train out of. The ZT Prospects Academy facility right next to Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. If you're ever competing out there and need a training complex, there's one there, and also in the Inland Empire as well. So Tristan Brown will step in. Tristan, solid player, swings it from the right side. Opportunity here, pitch on the way. Ball is up, and the count is 1-0. Murakami over at third, and Tristan lays off there. The count is 2-0. Tristan, ZT Brown organization, his pops coaching the club. Pitch on the way. And a strike in the lower part of the plate. Tristan lays off. The count is 2-1. Ball upstairs, Brown lays off. So Tristan disciplined at the plate and looks at a 3-1 count. And a cut there on the outside part of the plate. The count goes full at 3-2. With 2 outs, a 3-2 count. And a well-hit ball to the third baseman. He gathers, the throw across is in time. So good play on the third base side. Tristan gets a stroke, but not able to convert it. But they'll still get 2 across. Prospects lead this one. We'll head to the third. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. The Prospects leading this one 2-0, bringing two across in the bottom half of the second. Manavong stays on the bump for the Prospects, and we are ready to go here. And a swing and a miss there. Count is 0-1. A 2-1 on the count, Manavong. And a strike gets the lower third. The count goes to 2-2. So Manavong looking for the out pitch. The 3-2 pitch. Well hit ball in the gap. That's going to drop in. And that ball to the fence line. Center field. Brown gathers, brings it in. So Tristan gets it in quickly for the Prospects, but a well hit ball. Tsushirota gets on board with a double to start things off. And a runner in scoring position. Here's Gloria. Isaac will step in. Correction, Alex Galvez. And the count is 1-0. So Alex looking for a knock. Scott Vasquez, my apology there, at second. So Manavong working behind here to 2-0 count. Galvez looking for a knock. Runner at second. Barberena. Time's called in the box, and it's granted by our head umpire, Andy, calling balls and strikes, managing the game. And a ball swung on, fouled straight back and out of play. So Manavong able to post one there, and the count is 2-1. So Vasquez over at second, Barberena in his back pocket. He'll range up with a 2-1 count. No outs, top of the third. Manavong taking a look over to second as Galvez takes a cut, fouls it off, and the count goes to 2-2. Vasquez with a decent lead at second. Barberena right in his back pocket. Manavong shaking off the call here at the plate. Sees what he likes, takes a look. Pitch on the way, and that gets away at the plate. And Vasquez moves up 90 feet. And the count goes to 3-2. So Victorio wants a word with Manavong to make sure that they get everything correct as far as the pitch call. And perhaps what happened there, that's uncanny for Manavong. Doesn't typically bounce a ball near the plate. Victorio tried to block it, but just couldn't get through it. So Vasquez is at third for the Thunder with no outs, top of the third. Prospects leading this one 2-0. Murakami was able to get a knock, an RBI out of the deal. And of course, Geralimic got one as well. And ball four. So Manavong will put a walk up. And Coach Eric Ortiz out to the hill to talk to Manavong as the Thunder get back to the top of the order here with Yashiroda. The catcher will step in, and runners at the corners. So Coach Eric has his words, and settling Manavong down here in the top of the third frame. We're through 2, and the Prospects leading this one 2-0. As Yashiroda steps in. Curveball, good pitch there for the strike, and the count is 0-1. Manavong works ahead. Prospects looking for an out. Thunder looking to get a man over. And another pitch, curveball on the inside part of the plate. And Manavong with an 0-2 count. So Prospects working through this. And strike 3 there. Good pitch, good swing though. Yashiroda strikes out. Manavong gets the K. So Isaac Gloria will step in. Gloria, the pitcher of record for the Thunder. Manavong. Back pick throw. Bedar lays on the tag. And Victorio fires it down. Bedar over on first base now. And getting back in time. Curveball, good pitch there. Gloria not biting there. And the count is 0-2. So Manavong, after a couple of quick words from Coach Ortiz, settling in here. Men at the corners for the Thunder. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on the outside. Strike 3. So Manavong answers back and gets the K. And Gloria will have a seat in the 3-hitter. Jamie Justice will step in. So Manavong with 2 outs. Ball misses there. The count is 1-0. Manavong comes in and does his thing for the Prospects frequently. Shortstop as well. Versatile player. And command here. And the ball's chopped foul at the plate. The count goes to 1-1. Manavong looking for an out here. And Prospects looking to get back on the offensive side. The Thunder, as I mentioned, runners at the corners. Count is 1-1. Justice steps back in. Manavong trying to spin that one over and just not breaking. Stays on the outside and up. The count goes to 2-1. Bedar holding on the runner at first. Ball's popped up right behind us. And the count goes to 2-2. The direct foul ball right behind us in the crowd. A couple of people clearing out on that one. Nobody got hit, which is good. And the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Manavong takes a moment there. Victorio sets up. The 2-2 pitch. Ball's hit foul to the right side. Bedar not able to reach out for it. Made an attempt rolling off of first, but ball was over his head. And Justice will do it again with a 2-2 count. Well hit ball to the gap, and there's a grab there. So Brody Taylor, and off the barrel, a good cut for Justice, but Brody Taylor, he charges, he'll reel it in, and they'll leave 2 on the bases. We'll head to the bottom of the third. The Prospects leading this one 2-0. Chris Aller with a call. We'll be right back. Well, we're ready to go here to get things started off in the bottom of the third. Prospects get on the offensive side. Isaiah Gloria stays on the hill. Cameron Walters steps in. And the count is 1-0 to Walters. Now a 2-0 count. As Cameron looking for an opportunity. And a ball's pulled foul out of play into the parking lot. And as I mentioned earlier, tons of vehicles parked directly behind us. It's a shallow area. And the count is 2-1. And another ball cut foul. And the count goes to 2-2. So Walters just trying to get on board here in the bottom of the third. So far the pitching has been solid on both sides. But the Prospects were able to bring some guys over in the last at bat. And Cameron lays off there. The count goes full at 3-2. So Gloria looking for a hit. Pitch, strikeout right here. And well hit ball, shallow. Third baseman's having to make a move. That could drop, and a good grab. So Carpenter was able to pull that one in, and they get their first out. So the Thunder and Jack Carpenter over on the third base side pulls it in, and that'll bring in Charlie Blaylock. Charlie's strikeout is last at bat. Back to the top of the order for the Prospects. Bunt shown there, and the count goes to 1-0. And a 2-0 count to Charlie Blaylock. Charlie with good speed when he gets on the bases, trying to get himself on board here. And that ball is out. The count goes to 3-0. So a 3-0 count. And ball four, Blaylock, 4-pitch walk administered there. And Blaylock moves up 90 feet to first base. They get him on board. Victoria will come in, Monster, with a triple as last at bat. And as I mentioned, good speed in Blaylock. Gloria will have to keep his eye on him there. With good speed, he'll take a decent lead, looking at trying to get a secondary. First baseman holding him on. Sparks over in the 3 spot. A long hold there for Isaac. Pitch on the way, on the move. And no play there. And Charlie's going to on his way. They've got a good throw. The tag is there in time. And they say he's safe. So the infield umpire, Edison, makes the call. And Coach Perez out to talk to the infield umpire. Ushirota came back behind the fence and gathered quickly as the ball got behind him. And Charlie Blaylock rounded second, kept going. The throw was there early, but the tag was on, and Blaylock obviously underneath the tag. So the call will hold. So now they're calling him out. We'll see there. We'll find out. I'm not sure I saw a thumbs up from the umpire, Andy, but the play will stand. So safe at third. And the count is 1-0. So Blaylock over at third, opportunity for Victoria and the Prospects. Curveball, ball could shallow. Is that going to drop in? It does, right over the shortstop, and Charlie Blaylock will come home. So they pick up their third on a little flare to the shortstop side, just outside of the reach. So a single and an RBI. They pick up their third. So Easton O'Quinn will step in. They're going to run for Victoria, catching for the club. Cameron Walters over on the first base side. O'Quinn cuts it foul. As I mentioned, Easton had a great 2024 season, the 13U Player of the Year, perfect game. As Isaac wants to switch up a baseball. Cameron Walters over on first, and Sparks holding him on. As we're in the bottom of the third, if you're just joining us, game number 1 of 2 for the Prospects here today. The Burkholder baseball field just outside of Vegas, the Strip area. We're in Henderson, about 20 minutes outside of the downtown area. So Gloria works ahead on an 0-2 count on Easton O'Quinn. Walters at first for the Prospects. They brought one across. Victorio gets the single in the RBI as Blaylock was able to get to third. Good attempt defensively to throw him out, but he got in safely, and then the flare to the shortstop side brought across the run. On the move, Walters goes. A delayed throw down to second, and Cameron will end up at second base. So the count is 1-2 to Easton O'Quinn with one out. Walters at second baseman drifting in. Perez playing second for the club, right there on the bag as Gloria takes a quick look. A long hold, checks second. Another look, pitch on the way. And a ball cut fouled straight back. So O'Quinn fouling off, staying active here as the Prospects with a runner at second in Cameron Walters. As I mentioned, they were able to bring over their third here, and they shot by Victoria. Blaylock was able to score. Head umpire Andy looking for a couple of baseballs here. We get quite a few foul balls behind us. Got to hand a few up, quick delay in the action. And he'll get that taken care of. We'll be ready to go. So we get that worked out, and that'll put things back in play here for Easton O'Quinn. So ball and 2 strikes. O'Quinn ready to go. Back up, shortstop side. Good gather, throw across, trouble there. And of course, Walters taking advantage of it. O'Quinn on the move, a broken play at first. And like that, the Prospects, they take advantage, and Walters will score. So the Prospects bring over their fourth as Easton O'Quinn gets down the line quickly, not able to make the play at first, and rounds and ends up at second base. Blake Barberena steps in, hit by pitch his last at bat. Shortstop in tight on O'Quinn, he's fast. Pitch on the way. Good cut there. Gets through for Isaac. The count's 0-1. Barberena deep to the gap. Center fielder on the move. Right fielder coming across. And a good grab in center. But tagging up. And they bring it all the way in. Barberena, high fly out. Good play defensively. So Justice reels it in on a long fly ball. They pick up their second out, and Brody Taylor will step in. Taylor was walked his last at bat. O'Quinn down on the third base side. And the count is 0-1. So Taylor looking for something here, and Gloria looking for an out to get his guys back on the offensive side. Prospect have brought across 2 here in the bottom of the third. Taylor again. Good cut. And the count is 0-2. So Gloria ahead in the count. First, Coach Perez gets one pulled to his side, and then Carlos over on the third base side for ZT. That coach is having a little laugh there. As Taylor fouls off twice. Isaac shakes off there, sees what he likes. Shakes again, ready to go. The 0-2 pitch. And Brody Taylor, he'll wear that one. Isaac came in on him. Taylor didn't have to move too far. And he'll find himself 90 feet on board, hit by pitch. So Carter Nash will step in. Runners at the corners for the Prospects with 2 outs. And a ball pulled foul. O'Quinn had to jump away from that one down on the third base side as Nash pulled it foul. That ball came off hot off the barrel. And O'Quinn was kind of in the outer part of the play, bag down on third, hopped away from that. Taylor at first. Count is 0-1. Runner goes, hit and run. Carter takes a cut though and fouls it off. Count is 0-2. Carter looking for a knock here. He struck out his last at bat. Gloria steps off. Time is called at the plate. It's granted. Nash will reload. Runner goes. And that ball is fair, stays in play. Here comes one in O'Quinn, and rounding hard is Brody Taylor. A little trouble in left field. They'll bring it in. And Carter Nash in with a double and 2-run RBI. So Nash gets a well-hit ball down the third base side, deep into the 320 spot in the left field side of the. And Jimmy Stout will step in. So the Prospects starting to move away here in the bottom of the third. Jimmy Stout will step in, Carter Nash at second. Inner half of the plate missing there. Stout looks at ball one. The count's 1-0. Second baseman in tight. Carter Nash with good speed. He'll step back in and Gloria will step off. Opportunity here for the prospects. Isaac takes another look at second. Nash shuffling around, pitch on the way, and the ball's fouled off. The prospects bringing 3 over here so far. Easton O'Quinn was able to get an RBI out of the deal. A couple of good cuts for the offensive side. Jimmy Stout will wear that one. A little stinger there on the backside, and he'll head down to first base. 90 feet, hit by pitch. Runners at first and second. So Jimmy gets on his last at bat with a walk, and now hit by pitch. And Coach Perez out to talk to Gloria just to settle things down, and Daniel Bedar, D, will step in, talking to the skipper, Coach Carlos Avila. It's a good one. Stay with us. We'll be right back. So Coach Keith has his words with Gloria and his guys, and Bedar will step in with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And Bedar looks at strike. The count's 0-1. Time is called. Bedar steps out. And a ball low on the inner half. Count is 1-1. Bedar right side, and the ball's just foul. So D pulling it down to the first base side, just going foul. And he'll step back in. So Bedar back in with a 1-2 count. Time called. D steps out. And trouble there. Throw back. And Carter Nash was shuffling around. Looked like he was on his way to third. And Gloria threw back to shortstop. But he was able to get back in time. Galvez right behind him. He's in his back pocket on the inside of him. Bedar, third base. And they're going to tie up right there. And Carpenter, hesitation. All he had to do was step on the bag. He did it. They turn him over. They leave 2. The prospects, they add 3 on at 6-0. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We're ready to go here. Pitching change for the ZT Prospects 14U national team. Jimmy Stout takes over on the hill. Stout, right-handed pitcher for the club, comes in and takes care of business for them periodically, and he'll start off with ball on the outside part of the plate, just missing. The count is 1-0. So Chance Schaefer, the four-hitter, they go 4-5-6 here. Stout runs it out again. The count's 2-0. And Jimmy answers back. The count is 2-1. And the ball's outside. Stout having a little trouble locating. He's thrown 3 pitches in the same location on the outside part of the plate. The count's 3-1. Chance probably taking here unless it's over the plate. Takes the cut. And the count is full at 3-2. And Jimmy Stout gets the K there. Behind the plate now, Cameron Walters on the defensive change for the Prospects. O'Quinn over at third, Barbarena at short. Charlie Blaylock at second, Bedard at first. Mentioned on the outfield side over on the left field. Actually playing center is Tristan Brown. Murakami's in left, and then you got Brody Taylor on the right side. Counts 1-0. And a ball cut foul. Braden Perez, the 5-hitter. Count is 1-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Stout ready to deal. Pitch on the way. Ball missing, breaking ball, outside part of the plate. The count goes to 2-1. So Perez staying active at the plate, and the count goes to 2-2 on the ball fouled off to the right side. And good pitch there. Jimmy Stout comes in on Perez. He'll get the K. So Stout comes up with 2 Ks here in the top of the 4th. Carpenter, the third baseman, takes a look. The count's 1-0. He did go at the plate and gets the strike call. Andy, our head umpire, doing a nice job here today, working with his partner Edson. And Carpenter takes another cut there. Stout, a ball and 2 strikes on him. Carpenter will lock and load and ready to go. The 1-2 pitch. And strike 3. Jimmy goes in the low part of the plate. They go 1-2-3. Stout does his work. Carpenter will have a seat. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th frame. The ZT Prospects 14U national team leading this one 6-0. Chris Aller with the call. The 2024 Perfect Game Las Vegas Super Regional NIT. We'll be right back. We're ready to go in the bottom of the fourth frame. Prospects, leadoff man Noah Jerolimic back in the box here. Pitching change on the hill. Benny Vasquez taking over for Isaac Gloria. Isaac did a nice job for the club. Good pitcher. Prospects were able to jump on him early, though, and get the bats going. And Noah Jerolimic looks at ball one. The count's 1-0. And a ball hit to the third base side, off the base. That's going to be trouble there. Carpenter was right on the ball down the third base line, but the ball hit the bag at third, and it caromed off outside of the reach of Carpenter. So down the line is Jerolimic quickly, and he finds himself on board with a single. Brandon Manavong will step in. Jerolimic with good speed. Ball out, the count's 1-0. Temperatures dropping here in the valley. We're in Henderson, just outside of the Las Vegas Strip area. Prospects will play a game immediately behind this one. We'll bring it to you live. On the move, Jerolimic, good speed, throw down to second, a high throw. And backing it up and reeling it in, the second baseman for the Thunder, but Jerolimic in plenty of time. Had a good jump there. And he'll move up 90 feet. And the count is 1-1, says Andy, our head umpire. Strike called there on Manavong. The 1-2 count. Perez, second baseman for the Thunder, just right on the bag with Jerolimic over the decent lead. That ball into the gap. That could drop in. It will. Rounding third, coming home, Carlos sends him in, going into second with a double and an RBI. Manavong gets a good cut. Right center, that ball had tail on it. It was trailing to the right side. Center fielder made a move on it, but Manavong ends up with a double and an RBI. Prospects pick up the seventh. So Murakami will step in with Manavong at second, shuffling around. Fastball on the outside part of the plate misses. The count is 1-0. On deck for the Prospects, Tristan Brown. Ball low, the count goes to 2-0. So Galvez on the inside part of Manavong. Vasquez gets the strike there. And the count is 2-1. So Vasquez and the Thunder looking for an out here. Pitch on the way. And a ball hit to the left side. Left fielder on the move there. In fair territory, pulls it in. So Stupa takes care of business there. Jordan pulls that in, they get the out. So Murakami will have a seat with one out in the bottom of the fourth. Tristan Brown will step in. Manavong parked at second. Manavong will be on the move there. Tristan Brown with a good knock. Manavong rounding third. A good throw in, and Manavong at the plate. So Manavong will score. Tristan Brown ends up at third. And one out, 8-0 affair with Cameron Walters stepping in. Back up the middle, and that gets through. Walters gets on board with a single and an RBI. The Prospects bring over their ninth, and that brings up Charlie Blaylock. And that ball gets away as Cameron Walters will move up 90 feet to second. And the count is 1-0. They're going to run for Walters. Dre Murakami will step over at second. He'll run for Cameron Walters. The count is 2-0. Ball missing out. The count's 3-0. So Vasquez looking for an out for his club. Chavez in tight on Dre Murakami. He ranges up and rolls off. Good pitch there. Vasquez gets one back. The count is 3-1. Ball four, Charlie Blaylock on board with a walk. So runners at first and second with one out will bring up Nateo Victorio. Monster with a triple, single, RBI will step in with runners at first and second. And a strike there, Vasquez. Good looking pitch. Victorio lays off. Count is 0-1. Third base side, Carpenter. All he needs to do is touch the bag there. Gets the force at third, and Victorio gets on board. Two outs for Benny Vasquez and the Sun City Thunder, local club here out of Vegas. 14U Majors, the 2024 Perfect Game Super Regional NIT. Runners at first and second with two outs. Easton O'Quinn locked and loaded. Ball gets away. Runners will move up 90 feet. Blaylock will shut it down at third, and Victoria moves up to second. The count's 1-0. Curveball just missing there. Good looking pitch for Vasquez from where our line of sight is. Looked like it crossed the plate, but obviously a little elevated. Maybe on the inside as well. And the count is 2-0. Quinn takes a cut. The count is 2-1. Start to feeling the temperature here in Henderson starting to drop. It's overcast skies and much cooler temperatures, and obviously it's time of year when it definitely cools off during the evening. Pitch on the way. Third base side, foul. So Vasquez, Benny gets a couple back, and the count's 2-2 with 2 outs. Victorio at second, Blaylock at third for the Prospects. They lead this one here in the bottom of the fourth, 9-0. Ball's outside, the count goes full. So O'Quinn not chasing there. Lets that get out, and the count's 3-2 on Easton. And he puts it in play, Vasquez from the stretch. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. So Easton disciplined at the plate. Gets a walk, and that'll bring up Blake Barberena. Easton, his last at bat, single and an RBI. Now gets a walk, and Barberena will step in. Blake's been hit by pitch. He's got an out on the books, and stepping in here with the bases juiced. Vasquez upstairs, the count's 1-0. Well hit ball right side. That could drop in. It does. It's to the fence line all the way down to the 330 mark. And here comes one in Blaylock. Victoria will score. That's 2. O'Quinn comes in with 3. And Barberena with a long triple to the right side brings 3 over. So Barberena clears the bags. 10, 11, and 12 come over here in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs. Bottom fourth. And so the Prospects on Barberena's triple. Run rule kicks in, 8 after 4. They end up with 12 in the fourth. The total score. And the Sin City Thunder, they'll play their continuation games. They'll keep rolling through the tournament. Good luck to those guys moving forward. And the Prospects, they take this one. They do it in 4. Game number 1 of 2. Chris Allard with the call. You're enjoying the 2024 Perfect Game Super Regional NIT here in Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas. We will be back for game number 2. Players shake hands. Professionalism, sportsmanship, that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. Coaches as well. We wish both teams the best moving on here in this 2024 Super Regional NIT. For now, the Prospects, they put number 1 in the books. We'll be back for game number 2. We'll bring it to you live.